world, welcome to my channel where I'm building my own digital assistant named Shane, like Jarvis from the Iron Man movies and comics. This is just an off-the-cuff video. Put it in my troubleshooting playlist, but it's basically how I have been using ChatGPT in my normal Python programming coding projects. And so I'm a self-taught programmer. I learned by YouTube videos basically and just jumping right into it. And so my YouTube channel is dedicated to just completing projects and then walking you through how I did them. I don't know if it's right, but I get the outcome that I want. One of the biggest problems that I have is how to navigate through a typical JSON file. I never learned how to do it. I never learned how to approach it. Whatever path I choose, the first one is the wrong one. So I've just been using ChatGPT to cheat my way through it. And so I just want to show you a quick example of how I do it. So I've been building a dividend tracker. You can watch this video here to see part 1 of the video. But basically I'm using this Yahoo_Fin library to get stock information so I can build my own dividend tracker where you don't have to upload all your data to a third-party app. And so it's basically just using requests you're just using this library to get a JSON file. And so I have this symbol of Apple. We're going to get some table information. So let's print that out real quick. And what we're going to get is a JSON file. And then we're going to use ChatGPT to find the information we want. So here's a JSON file. Right, a bunch of information. It's not too long, to be honest, but and it's all in one. Right, this isn't technically nested, so I would know how to do this. But let's say you're not very good at JSON files either. So let's go ahead and say this is how I would approach it. So go to ChatGPT and say, using this code, and just copy it and paste it just like how I wrote it. How do I get the forward dividend and yield information from this JSON output? And you don't need to do punctuation with ChatGPT. You don't need to do any of that. There you go. I just copied and pasted the whole thing. And let's go. There you go. So it's saying that all I have to do is get it simply by accessing the corresponding key, right? Because it's not nested. So we can go ahead and either copy the whole code or just the portion that we want. So there we go. So let's go like this. And now let's print that and see what it gives us and see if it works. There you go. I was able to get the data that I wanted. But that is the forward dividend and a percentage. So now, without copying anything else into this, say, how can I just get the dividend amount? Well, let's say, how can I just get the forward dividend by itself? See, so it recognizes, and this is the generative part of the G part. So now it remembered what it told me here. It remembers the output from here. And now I can just do this. Copy just this portion, or I can copy and paste the whole thing. And now let it print the forward dividend and see what happens. Great. Just got the forward dividend. Alright, so let's make it a little bit more complicated. Now we're going to pass a big JSON file. Alright, so, well, I've already kind of cheated, but I'm trying to show you a specific part. So, print the data. So this is using a different method called getQuoteData. This is different than the getQuoteTable that we just saw. So now we have a really large JSON file. Okay? So let's say we just want the dividend date. So now I just posted in the JSON output. How do I just get the dividend date of this JSON from this code? And I'm pressing Shift and Enter if you want to know how I'm pressing characters without it. So I'm just going to post this one line in here. Alright, same thing. There we go. See, now look at what it's done. So I already know this was going to happen because I've been building this app. But let's say we just copy and pasted this part right here. This is how intuitive ChatGPT is. So I already have it here. So let's say we printed out this dividend date. Oops. Print the date. There we go. That is the date that Apple plans to pay its next dividend, or that it already paid its dividend, depending on which one's closer. So what the heck is that? Well, ChatGPT already figured we were going to answer that. So this output should be what's known as a Unix timestamp. That's what this is, a Unix timestamp. So if you want to convert it to a more readable date format, you can use the datetime module in Python. So let's go ahead and use that. So we're going to import datetime. That is a standard library, so you don't need to do anything, do any pip install. So go here, and let's do this. I called it something else. I should have copied and pasted it. So now let's see what it does. There you go. February 15th, 2023. So that was the last time it paid a dividend. And that means that's closer to us than the next time it plans to pay a dividend. So, yeah. So that's ChatGPT in a real life example of getting through a JSON file. I don't like JSON files. They should be easy to work with, but I am not good at it. Let's see an example of its nested. I don't think I have an example of a nested JSON that I had to really. Oh, here's one right here. So I made my own JSON file. So in that result, I wanted to get the second index item or the third item, and then the dividend amount. So that's called a nested JSON, right? And so I suck at that, and I need ChatGPT to help me with that. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video and how ChatGPT can help you with your coding. And if you use ChatGPT, let me know in the comments below, and let me know how you're using it in your coding projects. Please consider subscribing to my channel, liking this video, and thanks for watching. Goodbye, world.